to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving headfirst into something pretty fascinating, a real cultural shift. It's about how we understand identity, well-being, specifically masculinity.
That's right.
Our focus for this deep dive is, well, how attitudes towards masculinity are evolving, and specifically, how that connects to self-care.
A connection that might seem surprising at first glance.
Exactly. We've been looking closely at masculinity and self-care, a cultural shift. And our mission, like always, is to pull out the really important insights for you. Give you that shortcut to being, well-informed.
In this material, it really makes you think, doesn't it? About the forces behind this change and what it all means. We'll be exploring that intersection. Traditional masculinity versus these self-care practices.
Concepts that maybe didn't overlap much before.
Not really, no.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. What does it actually mean for how we see identity, how we think about well-being today? I think there are going to be some real aha moments here for you.
Definitely.
So let's set the scene. This societal transformation described in the source. What's big picture?
Well, the big picture is this really significant evolution in cultural attitudes towards masculinity. That's the core insight.
And evolution meaning what exactly?
It means moving away from that classic, strong, silent type.
Yeah.
The one that emphasized stoicism, keeping emotions locked down.
Right, don't show weakness.
Exactly. And moving towards something broader. The source highlights a growing focus on things like, emotional literacy, vulnerability even, and crucially, a willingness to seek help. Seeing that not as weakness, but something else.
Okay, and that's where it gets really interesting to me. This direct link between evolving masculinity and self-care, because traditionally you might think they're opposites.
Contradictory almost.
Self-care might have been dismissed as, soft or not masculine.
Precisely, but the source shows how that's changing.
How so?
It gives some fascinating examples of how self-care practices are now sort of entering that traditionally masculine space, even challenging it.
Like what kind of examples?
Well, think about mental health initiatives aimed at men. The source notes they're often framed using terms like resilience or performance optimization.
Making it more palatable.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes therapy or just checking in emotionally feel more acceptable within that traditional framework. And then you have public figures, sports stars, actors, openly talking about burnout, anxiety.
Normalizing it.
Exactly. Normalizing the idea that taking care of your well-being, physical, mental, emotional, isn't separate from being a man. It's becoming part of it.
So it's not about hiding needs anymore.
It's about acknowledging them. And framing that acknowledgement as a form of strength, actually.
Wow, that is a huge shift. And the source talks about why this is happening, right? The drivers.
Yes, it does. It points to various drivers.
Yeah.
It's not just one single thing causing this.
A confluence of factors, you could say.
Definitely. It acknowledges these different forces pushing changes in societal norms around masculinity and self-care.
And why does that matter, according to the source? Well, why should we, or you, the listener, care about these drivers?
That's a key question. The book points to things like increased media visibility of male role models discussing mental health. That has a big impact.
Sure, seeing is believing sometimes.
Right. And then there's the rise of online communities. Places where men can talk about this stuff, maybe without the usual social pressures. That breaks down barriers.
Interesting. Any others?
It also touches on economic shifts. The increasing value placed on soft skills like emotional intelligence in the workplace. That subtly encourages men to develop those aspects. So understanding all this is pretty crucial for making sense of today's society.
For understanding the changing roles.
And how people navigate their own identities, their own well-being within that changing landscape. It affects everyone.
So let's bring it back to you, the listener. What does all this mean for you? Does this resonate? Maybe you've seen these changes yourself. Friends, family, talking more openly. Or even just like how products are marketed now.
It's happening around us.
It's a powerful shift, and it's happening right now.
So if we were to summarize the core takeaway from this deep dive.
Yeah, let's boil it down.
It's really this. There's a significant ongoing societal transformation happening. It's about how masculinity is understood, especially how it relates to self-care. And importantly, this shift isn't random. It's driven by these various factors we talked about: culture, media, economics, reshaping our norms.
And hopefully we've given you that shortcut, that way to get quickly informed on this really important, evolving topic.
We hope so. And maybe one final thought to leave you with.
Go for it.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, what could this changing relationship between masculinity and self-care mean, say, for future generations?
Mm.
How might it reshape how we all think about well-being, not just for men, but across society? Something to chew on.
That's a great question to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for tuning in.
We'll catch you next time.